heavyweight of the chair presses deep into the floor tiles. I sit back feeling the solid frame, anchor my body against the afternoon heat. Younger me, I know you spent that entire July sweating through cheap cotton shirts, wondering if the noise in your head would ever turn into money or peace. You used to skip lunch just to afford 2 hours in that basement studio with the broken fan. I'm sitting in a shady corner now, holding a tall glass of ice black coffee that costs more than your afternoon budget. And somehow I feel like I owe you an apology for taking this long to finally breathe. Ice clinks against the glass, rhythm tick of time fading out. You were terrified of standing still, scared the world would leave you behind in the dust. If I could reach back through the shimmer on that hot asphalt, I'd tell you to slow your stride and drink the cold brew down. The panic in your chest doesn't own your future now. We made it out of that cramped room, we made it to the shade. Every sleepless night you counted was a payment that we made. So put the pen down for a second, let the water drip. You don't have to carry everything inside a single clip. Remember how you thought turning 30 meant complete failure if you weren't famous? Look at me now, just a guy by the window watching streetlights flicker in 90-degree humidity. My wrists don't shake from anxiety anymore, just from typing these words for both of us. The liquid is dark bitter on the first sip, but it cools my throat like late rain. You hate a bit of drinks back then, dumping 3 pumps of syrup because life felt harsh enough. Now I take it plain, learning to love the quiet honesty of things as they are. You kept asking if anyone was listening to the beat tapes on your broken phone. I'm listening right now, matching your rhythm to the air conditioner steady hum. You were so brave for a kid who felt completely invisible under the summer sun. I tell you to slow your stride and drink the cold brew down. The panic in your chest doesn't own your future now. We made it out of that cramped room, we made it to the shade. Every sleepless night you counted was a payment that we made. So put the pen down for a second, let the water drip. You don't have to carry everything inside a single clip. This chair holds my full weight, steady and still. You can rest your shoulders now. I'm drinking this cold glass for us. Take a breath, we survived the heat. Honey color like coast, the sidewalk outside. Sweat pools at my collar, no one left to hide. Every table packed, so you asked if you could sit. Plunked your iced Americano down and smiled a bit. Crazy heat today, you said, fanning with the card. I nodded back, July makes breathing kinda hard. Condensation dripping down the plastic side. 2 strangers floating on a lukewarm tide. You pointed at my glass, asked what flavor I preferred. I laughed behind my cup, stumbling on every word. It is strange how easy talking feels with someone you do not know, while the city melts in a bright yellow glow. Cold brew sloshing with the heavy ice, exchanging small secrets, not thinking twice. The afternoon burns but our drinks stay chill, sharing a quiet minute while the streets stand still. You are just a passerby, I am just a face, finding a cool breeze in a crowded place.
You tell me about your job, some boss you cannot stand. I show you my notebook, pen resting in my hand. You say the bitter rose tastes better when it is cold. I say I like the simple stories never told. No names exchanged, no numbers on the screen, just 2 iced coffees sitting in between. Your phone lights up, you wipe the sweat off your brow. Neither of us talking about the then or now.
5 minutes pass, maybe 10, maybe more. The cashier yells an order near the glass front door. You take a final sip, crunch an ice cube in your teeth. A temporary shade from the fire underneath. Stay cool, you tell me getting up to leave. A brief summer friendship I did not foresee. Honey color light still shining on my glass, watching another quiet stranger pass.
Yeah. Yeah. My damp loyalty card is 9 purple stamps. One more free drink and maybe I will feel complete. Outside, the asphalt boils like cheap soup, but inside, the air conditioner hums a low note. I poke the ice cubes with my black plastic straw, counting how many emails I can't ignore today. My 20-something brain runs on low battery power, calculating next month's rent while sipping dark espresso. Everyone outside is rushing towards some deadline. I'm just staring at this wedding glass tumbler. Maybe I do not need a grand life vision today. Just 20 minutes of numb fingertips. Cold brew flows down my dry throat, freezing the noisy chatter inside my head. The summer heat stays trapped behind the glass door. And for 3 minutes I do not owe anyone anything. Bitter water loud, AC unit, quiet wood table. I take a deep breath and let the frost take over. My phone vibrates face down beside the paper card. Another reminder about my future on my bank balance. I push it aside right into a small pool of water. Youth feels less like a fire and more like an overgrown garden. I used to think being grown meant having answers. Now I just sit here watching ice melt at its own pace. Yeah. The condensation drips off the rim onto my thumb, washing away the dust of a very long afternoon. Cold brew flows down my dry throat, freezing the noisy chatter inside my head. The summer heat stays trapped behind the glass door. And for 3 minutes I do not owe anyone anything. Bitter water loud, AC unit, quiet wood table. I take a deep breath and let the frost take over. Some days are for big career moves. Today is only meant for staying cool in the shade. If I sit in this corner long enough, the August heat might pass without burning my skin. 9 purple stamps on paper, 1 floating ice cube left. The cafe hums along. I'm fine right here.
A sudden memory goes through the quiet room. Outside the asphalt bakes under a July glare. Glass pitcher sweating on the dark walnut grain. Tall dark roast dripping over crushed white ice. The fan spins overhead in 3 slow beats. Shadows crossing over the tile for like water. You used to sit right where the light splits the bench, holding the cold glass with both thumbs aligned. Street lights outside aren't ready to turn on yet. Heat haze wobbles over park sedan roofs. I pull the straw back and take one slow sip. Bitterness smoothing out against the chill. Cold brew melting while the city stands still. Frame by frame, the afternoon fades out. Droplets running down the clear acrylic cup, tracing where your shadow used to fall. August air is thick outside the doorway. Inside it's freezing, quiet and clear. I drink the frost and watch the sunlight shift. Pedestrians blur past the double pane glass. Short sleeves canvas, toad squinting at screens. A silver spoon clinks once against the rim, drowning out the hum of the air conditioner. I check my phone and lay it face down, screen reflecting the blue sky through neon signs. Remembering the day we bought 2 cold Americanos, walking until the ice turned completely into water. Blinds cast zebra stripes across the tabletop. Condensation pulls around the paper coaster. I lift the tumbler, condensation on my palm. Bitterness smoothing out against the chill. Cold brew melting while the city stands still. Frame by frame, the afternoon fades out. Droplets running down the clear acrylic cup, tracing where your shadow used to fall. August air is thick outside the doorway. Inside it's freezing, quiet and clear. I drink the frost and watch the sunlight shift. The camera zooms out on this solitary sea. Car horns muffled through the insulated glass. A dark liquid swirling in a cyclone of light. Every small detail frozen in place. I don't need to call you, I just watch the room, drinking down the summer until it disappears. Ice rattling against glass. Sunlight pulls away from the wall.
Thick vinyl cushions press against my spine, holding the full load of my 29 years. Outside the July heat bakes the concrete pavement, while condensation drips down my iced latte glass. I look at the empty seat across from me, picturing you sitting there at 18, terrified, clutching a cheap notebook and sweating in oversized hoodies, wondering if any of this effort would ever matter. You used to drink instant coffee with 3 spoonfuls of sugar, just stay awake through nights that felt too long. If I could hand you this tumbler filled with bitter dark espresso, I'd tell you that the bitterness actually tastes fine now. Young kid, stop staring at the floor like you failed. The summer isn't gonna break you this time. Drink this cold brew down and breathe for a second. Those panic attacks at midnight eventually quieted down. I know you thought we'd be somebody grand by 30, but sitting in this air-conditioned quiet is enough. You survived every fire you thought would kill us, and I'm writing this just to tell you we made it through. Remember how you hated the humidity sticking to your skin, thinking every hot afternoon was a test you were failing. You wrote restless lines on bus receipts across Seoul, scared that your 20s were then in complete obscurity. Now I wear clean linen and order double shots without cringing. The ice clinks against the glass like a quiet applause. You didn't ruin everything like you swore you did back then. Your clumsy mistakes has built the floor I'm standing on. You used to count every penny just to afford a cheap cafe seat, staring at the table while the air conditioner hummed above. If I could slide this glass across to your trembling hands, I'd tell you to stop apologizing for taking up space. Young kid, stop staring at the floor like you failed. The summer isn't gonna break you this time. Drink this cold brew down and breathe for a second. Those panic attacks at midnight eventually quieted down. I know you thought we'd be somebody grand by 30, but sitting in this air-conditioned quiet is enough. You survived every fire you thought would kill us, and I'm writing this just to tell you we made it through. The sweat on my palms back then was pure panic. Now the only moisture here is melting ice cubes. You were so desperate to be loved by strangers, while I'm content sipping alone in an empty corner booth. Give yourself some credit, you carried all that weight so I could finally sink into this chair and rest. The straw rattles against the last 3 ice cubes. Take a deep breath, 18-year-old me. The summer heat is still burning outside, but inside we are completely fine. Heavy raw denim rubs my knee as I lean against the window frame. The stiff weave scratching slightly against my skin. I swirl the plastic cup in my right hand, the ice clinking softly against the sweat beaded rim. One better sip, but it's dark cold brew, and suddenly the air pressure shifts inside my chest. The tactile rough grain of my jacket sleeve pulls me backwards 3 years in a single second. You used to pull at these exact loose threads whenever you were too anxious to speak your mind. We sat on the damn park bench near the river, sharing one oversized iced latte, laughing off the humidity that made our clothes stick. Now the chill hits my teeth, the frost numbs my fingers, and your voice echoes clear through this air-conditioned room. A quiet flashback painted in shades of dark espresso takes me right back to the day we let go. I drink the iced coffee down to the melted bottom, remembering how warm your hand felt against this exact cloth. The seam on my collar still carries the fault from when you tugged me closer under the awning. It was raining mid-July, the humidity suffocating, but we found peace in the dripping quiet. Now I sit alone at a 2-person table, listening to the low hum of the cafe speakers. The condensation drips down the side of my cup, landing right onto the faded blue fabric of my lap. Every droplet soaks in dark and silent, just like the thoughts I kept to myself back then. Now the chill is my teeth, the frost numbs my fingers, and your voice echoes clear through this air-conditioned room. A quiet flashback painted in shades of dark espresso takes me right back to the day we let go. I drink the iced coffee down to the melted bottom, remembering how warm your hand felt against this exact cloth. It's strange how memory hides in physical things, in the weave of cotton, the temperature of ice, and the bitter aftertaste of a summer afternoon. I thought I had moved on from that sweltering August, but one cold swallow brought back every word we left unsaid. I smoothed down the fabric over my knee. The ice has completely turned to water now. Just a diluted taste of a memory, cooling me down in the middle of July. Yeah, yeah. Roasted espresso beans drift through cool glass doors, cutting the heavy asphalt steam outside. He checks his phone while she unrolls her sleeves, escaping July in a quiet corner booth. Dark liquid swirls around a single mountain of ice. Their conversation moves in slow motion now, a brief respite from deadlines and burning heat. They sit in silence listening to the bassline play.
Outside, the city melts beneath noon shadow. Inside, the glass holds back the afternoon glare. She taps the condensation off the rim. He breathes the chill that settles in the room.
Cold brew dripping through a glass carafe,
Shading two hearts from the summer sun,
swirling amber sweetness,
letting time go soft. They watch the city heat wave rise and fade.
a single sip of frost to
On the afternoon, everything slows down inside this quiet room.
yeah. She spins the plastic cup between her palms, sweat on the plastic dripping down her wrist. He listens to the lo-fi rhythm on the speaker grid, forgetting burning pavement 3 feet away. The iced Americano bleeds in the pale milk clouds. Two young adults hiding from the endless grind. No heavy words needed for the sudden peace, just quiet comfort in a frosted glass.
The air conditioning hums a quiet tune while asphalt radiates the afternoon light. He tilts his cup and lets the ice hit his teeth,
She smiles a little,
watching streetlights flicker on.
July is heavy,
But the drink stays cold,
a tiny sanctuary.
built for
Cold brew dripping through
a glass carafe, shading two hearts from the summer sun,
swirling amber sweetness,
letting time go soft. They watch the city heat wave rise and fade.
a single sip of frosted
On the afternoon, everything slows down inside this quiet room. The roasted aroma lingers on their clothes. Outside is waiting, but they stay right here.
One last sip of cold black coffee.
Summer stays outside the shade.
Copper reflections wash across the platform, bleeding into lavender beneath the train tracks. An old woman with the wool scarf turns to me, points a glove at the golden dust bleeding back. She says the November glow always feels like a secret, a transient amber before the frost bites hard. I pull my sweater tight and listen close, watching pine needles scatter across the concrete yard. We don't know each other's names, just two coats standing in a seasonal shift. She tells me how the trees learn to let go, calling every falling leaf a necessary gift. The sky turns plum while we exchange quiet words. She talks about the winter she survived in her youth. Nature doesn't fight the cold, it just breathes deep. I find myself leaning into an unexpected truth. Under the glowing light of 5 o'clock, a stranger teaches me how seasons ought to start. Yeah, she says you can tell the winter is coming, not by the chill but by the angle of the ray. How the violet light hangs longer on the brick, holding on to memory before it fades away. I tell her I've been struggling with the change, holding on to summer like a habit I can't break. She laughs softly, breath turning into mist, says holding on to warmth is a human mistake. We don't know each other's names, just two co-standing in the seasonal shift. She tells me how the trees learn to let go, calling every fallen leaf a necessary gift. The sky turns plum while we exchange quiet words. She talks about the winter she survived in her youth. Nature doesn't fight the cold, it just breathes deep. I find myself leaning into an unexpected truth. Under the glowing light of 5 o'clock, a stranger teaches me how seasons ought to start. The train headlight cuts through the violet haze, drowning out the golden hour we shared in stride. She nods once, stepping toward the sliding doors, leaving me with autumn burning deep inside. The sky goes navy, but my hands feel warm. Some random soul just redrew my horizon line. Copper fades into the midnight chill. The platform clears, the wind begins to blow. She said to let the leaves fall down, and now I watch them go.
Burnt sugar hangs thick and they have a new air, tracing the ghost of a soft velvet sweater. He turns at the corner, convinced she is there, holding an unaddressed half-written letter. The bassline vibrates through the pavement below, four on the floor like a heartbeat in slow motion. He tracks every shadow the streetlights bestow, drowning his pulse in a blue glass ocean. She left a cologne on his worn leather coat, a lingering violet that refuses to die. The sub-bass drops low on a resonant note. He watches the neon rewrite the sky. He is dancing with ghosts in the midnight club, chasing the shadow that used to be love. Every syncopated kick brings it back to his chest, a rhythm of longing that won't let him rest. He spins through the crowd as the house lights fade, trapped in the echo of promises made.
Hey, hey, hey. Her silver bracelet once tapped on this bar, matching the snare in the low frequency haze. Now he orders 2 drinks just to look from afar, lost in a loop of those late August days. She loved how the synth pads will bleed in the dark, leaving her thumbprint right over his wrist. Now every slow tempo leaves a burning mark, replaying the night that they never unkissed.
She left a cologne on his worn leather coat, a lingering violet that refuses to die. The sub-bass drops low on a resonant note. He watches the neon rewrite the sky. He's dancing with ghosts in the midnight club, chasing the shadow that used to be love. Every syncopated kick brings it back to his chest, a rhythm of longing that won't let him rest. He spins through the crowd as the house lights fade, trapped in the echo of promises made. The hi-hats stutter while the room goes cold. He reaches out for hands he used to hold. It is just smoking, amber, lavender, and lace, a fleeting fragrance in an empty space. He closes his eyes as the snare drum rolls, cozy as dancing with ghosts in the midnight club, chasing the shadow that used to be love. Every syncopated kick brings her back to his chest, a rhythm of longing that won't let him rest. He spins through the crowd as the house lights fade, trapped in the echo of promises made. The scent melts away into heavy smoke. He steps to the street and is open coat. The bass drops out, the night moves on.
Yeah. Absolute quiet breaks against your name. A sudden memory cutting through the still. The bass begins to ripple down the hallway. LED lights pulsing on the windowsill.
Your leather jacket hanging by the mirror, a half-filled glass of amber on the floor. The projector casts a shadow on the curtain, replaying frames of who we were before.
Sub bass humming at 80 beats per minute, trapped inside the resonance you left behind. I pull the camera back across the velvet.
Frame by frame, you're tangled in my mind. Cut to the kitchen under dim blue neon, slow motion, laughter freezing in the air. Deep house drum loops beating through the floorboards. I turn around but no one's standing there. It's just a scene I'm editing forever, a golden filter over faded gray. The rhythm drops, the phantom image lingers, and all the heavy silence fades away.
Close-up shot, a condensation dripping down the bottle, sitting on the marble bar. Smoke rings floating up toward the ceiling, tracing patterns like a distant star.
You used to lean your head against the speaker, feeling every frequency in your chest. Now the wide angle captures empty corners, and I'm just playing director to a ghost.
Sub bass humming 80 beats per minute, trapped inside the resonance you left behind. I pull the camera back across the velvet.
Frame by frame, you're tangled in my mind. Cut to the kitchen under dim blue neon, slow motion, laughter freezing in the air. Deep house drum loops beating through the floorboards. I turn around but no one's standing there. It's just a scene I'm editing forever, a golden filter over faded gray. The rhythm drops, the phantom image lingers, and all the heavy silence fades away. Zoom in on the table where your keys were, pan across the dust inside the light. Dissolved to late nights riding through the city, taillights bleeding crimson in the night. Hold the shot, don't let the reel finish, keep the rewind button locked in place. Every kick drum echoes like a heartbeat, searching every corner for your face. Fade out slowly on the velvet sofa, reel keeps spinning in the dark, synth chords lingering in the atmosphere. Just a memory frozen in the park, static fills the final frame. Silence breaks again.
Wet asphalt and sweet vanilla flow through the doorway every time someone walks by. He sits across from her in a thin cotton coat, watching ice cubes shrink beneath the indoor sky. She stirs the dark brew with a plastic rock, clink of glass ringing soft against the beat. Neither says a word, just a quiet nod, escaping for an hour from the summer heat. The condensation trickles down the glass, running like a quiet line of tears outside the windows. Endless cars will pass, taking away the heavy weight of years. He pushes the napkin closer to her hand, a simple gesture, neither plan. They drink the cold brew slow while the city burns, a little sanctuary where the wheel turns. Chill caffeine hidden right above the pulse, finding peace in a world that asks for something else. Too quiet, souls under the aircon hum, waiting for the evening cool to finally come. Just a nice latte and a moment spared in the middle of July that they both share. She lifts the cup and takes a bitter sip, a tiny drop of milk upon her lip. Her phone stays face down on the wooden grain, no urge to check for news or sudden rain. He counts the condensation rings she made, overlapping shadows in the indoor shade. The afternoon is stretching long and wide while whole worlds shift inside. The condensation trickles down the glass, running like a quiet line of tears outside the window. glow while the city burns. A little sanctuary where the wheel turns. Chill caffeine hidden right above the post. Finding peace in a world that asks for something else. Two quiet souls under the aircon hum, waiting for the evening cool to finally come. Just a nice latte and a moment spared in the middle of July that they both share. 20-something summers always feel so fast, chasing after shadows that were never meant to last. But here with icy glass against their palms, the heavy noise outside settles into songs. No promises to break, no words to explain, just liquid chill cutting through the heat wave pain. The glass empties out, the ice turns spring. He leaves a small tip while the register rings. They step back out where the hot air waits, carrying the cool through the cafe gates. A brief, quiet shelter in the afternoon, fading away under the rising moon.
Carson and drags against my skin. Humid afternoon heat creeping in. I hold the plastic cup until my fingertips turn pale and slick. One long sip through the green plastic straw. Cold bitterness hits my mouth. Suddenly the noise of the air conditioner fades out completely. I'm snapped right back to 2 years ago, sitting on that red bench with you. The condensation drips down onto my lap, soaking through my pants. That same cold drop used to make you laugh when it fell on your shoe. I close my eyes and let the chilled caffeine work its strange hypnosis. I am falling backward into July, replaying scenes we never finished. Ice clinks against the plastic walls, floating in a sea of brown. One gulp brings back every word you spoke before our world turned around. The summer heat outside is rising, but inside I'm frozen solid, drinking this cold Americano, remembering everything we wanted. Yeah, you wore that oversized striped shirt that smelled like lemon detergent. We shared one medium cup because we were broke and did not care. You complained the coffee was too sour, but you drank it anyway. Now I buy the larger size just to keep my hands busy. The ice melts faster than my thoughts can clear. I look at the empty seat across from me, wishing you were sitting here. It is funny how a single drop of condensation on my wrist can drag me all the way back to the quiet apartment we missed. The sweater season felt so far, we thought July would last forever. Now the bitter aftertaste is all that binds us together. Coarse linen dries under the ceiling fan. The cup is empty, just watery ice left at the bottom. Summer goes on, with or without you. I pay the bill and walk back out into the heat.
.342 flashes in sharp white light on the digital display of this automated ride. I am picturing a scene 5 years down the line, walking through a glass atrium where modern lights collide. Yeah, you will wear that dark wool coat with silver on the cuff, checking your wrist as if you have somewhere else to be. I will order 2 drinks, pretending it is enough to act like strangers who forgot their history. Sub-bass pulses slow through the midnight chill. I practice the quiet smile I will give you then. Will your tone drop low, standing frozen and still? Or will time rewrite us into complete strangers again? When the future catches up to who we used to be, I will still be searching for your shadow in the glass. 10,000 hours floating through this memory, waiting for the heavy trap beat to finally pass. If we cross paths on that distant balcony, will you remember how you used to hold me? I envision neon reflection on a pristine street, 1,000 quiet algorithms steering every lane. I will brush against her sleeve where the late night crowds meet, pretending that my heartbeat is not calling out your name. You will tell me about your project on the southern coast. I will mention I still write songs long after midnight falls. Both of us carefully talking to a living ghost, while the deep house frequency vibrates through the walls. So bass pulses slow through the midnight chill. I practice the quiet smile I will give you then. Will your tone drop low, standing frozen and still? Or will time rewrite us into complete strangers again? When the future catches up to who we used to be, I will still be searching for your shadow in the glass. 10,000 hours floating through this memory, waiting for the heavy trap beat to finally pass. If we cross paths on that distant balcony, will you remember how you used to hold me? We build tomorrow out of archive sound, saved on server drives that never wear away. I project the exact second your steps turn around and we stand face to face in the cold dark gray. No loud confessions, just a rhythmic bassline groove, holding my breath to see if you will move. 3:42 blinks on the screen once more, just an imagined hour in an unwritten year. Deep house lingering behind a closed heavy door, and I am still right here. Bruised by the neon reflects across your drink. I sit 2 stools away and ask your name. You say you're waiting for a train that won't arrive. I tell you someone else once said the same. The bass kicks low through the floorboards here. We trade small stories just to pass the time. I hear a shadow inside your voice as you pour another glass of house red wine. You ask me why I keep looking at the door. I say I'm looking for a ghost from 24. You laugh a little, call it dangerous to dwell. I nod slowly, cause you know the feeling well. We are strangers spilling secrets in the shade, talking about the promises that slowly fade. You mention how he left his coat behind. I tell you how she's always on my mind. 4 a.m. baseline moving through the room, 2 broken hearts beating to the same tune. Yeah. You spin the ice around your lowball glass, saying nostalgia is a quiet thief. I say I still keep an old spare key tucked in my pocket like a paper belief. You tell me about the summer in Berlin, I tell you about the rain in Montreal. We never asked for each other's actual names, just leaning close against the velvet wall. You ask me why I keep looking at the door. I said I'm looking for a ghost from 24. You laugh a little, call it dangerous to dwell. I nod slowly, cause you know the feeling well. We are strangers spilling secrets in the shade, talking about the promises that slowly fade. You mention how he left his coat behind. I tell you how she's always on my mind. 4 a.m. baseline moving through the room, 2 broken hearts beating to the same tune. The house lights dim to a deeper red. You put your jacket on and stand to leave. Thanks for the conversation, you gently say. It's easier to talk when we just grieve to someone who doesn't know the full mistake, to someone who won't ask how much we break. Bruised by the neon on the empty stool, 2 empty glasses left behind. A stranger's voice echoing soft, she's still on my mind. This dried acorn sits beside my cold espresso glass, a tiny piece of autumn that survived the sudden frost. I'll watch the condensation trace a slow and heavy path, counting down the quiet hours before another month is lost.
The window frame is fogging up with icy white decay as bare oak branches scratch against the iron balcony. I hold my breath and wonder why I keep so much away, protecting roots that never had the space to grow for me.
The chill is moving through the floorboards now.
I watch the clouds collapse without a sound.
If summer left us nothing to defend,
I guess the winter teaches how to bend. Timber falls when northern currents freeze the blood. I am standing still inside a sudden winter flood, leaving behind the green I used to wear so proud. Monologue flowing heavy underneath this heavy cloud. The earth goes quiet when the golden light retreats, and I am learning patience on these frozen city streets.
My thumb rolls over rough brown bark upon this little shell. It holds a whole forest inside a tiny hard shell case. Out there the pine trees whisper secrets that I know too well, about how solitude becomes a familiar kind of place.
The gray sky drops a dusting on the brick wall down below. I compare my heavy heart to the stubborn evergreen, refusing to drop its needles even in the snow. Trapped between the person I was and who I could have been.
The chill is moving through the floorboards now.
I watch the clouds collapse without a sound.
If summer left us nothing to defend,
I guess the winter teaches how to bend. Timber falls when northern currents freeze the blood. I am standing still inside a sudden winter flood, leaving behind the green I used to wear so proud. Monologue flowing heavy underneath this heavy cloud. The earth goes quiet when the golden light retreats, and I am learning patience on these frozen city streets. Soil remembers every single blossom that it lost. Roots reach deeper when they have to fight the frost. I do not need the summer sun to tell me who I am. I can survive the quiet winter like the mountain can.
the acorn stays right
where it landed on the wood.
Understanding things I
never thought I could.
Frost on the glass,
Seasons will pass.
frost on the glass. Yeah. I wouldn't stir rest beside the glass, leaving amber trails across the formica top. Outside the window, asphalt hums with summer heat, while inside time decides to slow down and stop.
I count the sweat drops crawling down the plastic lid, thinking of the unspoken words I kept hid. Cold brew swirling in a heavy glass mug, sipping all memories I buried in dirt.
The AC unit blows a soft winter breeze, sharp contrast against 32 degrees. I watch the condensation turn into a lake,
wondering how many promises I had to break. Glacier in my palm while the black pavement burns, sipping cold coffee as the world slowly turns. Every little ice cube melts into the dark, leaving just a shadow of a former spark. It's a quiet July afternoon in my head, living in the spaces of the things we never said.
Yeah, a silver napkin dispenser catches the light, reflecting my face, looking quiet, not quite right. The bass in my headphones is thick like honey, working through youth while chasing time and money. I stir the milk into the dark rosé, watching how fast the sharp edges fade. One sip chills my throat, freezes up the doubt,
trying to figure what this decade is about. Glacier in my palm while the black pavement burns, sipping cold coffee as the world slowly turns. Every little ice cube melts into the dark, leaving just a shadow of a former spark. It's a quiet July afternoon in my head, living in the spaces of the things we never said.
yeah. The glass gets lighter as the liquid disappears.
Diluted feelings from the past couple years.
I trace the water ring left on the wood.
Understanding things I never thought I could.
Heat wave outside, but I
am frozen still.
Paying for memories on a
paper bill. Just a wet ring left upon the square table. Moving on as fast as I am able. Cold coffee finished, ice melted away. Another quiet summer day.
Metal drain grace clatter underpass and delivery vans. While the city cools down to a faint low hum, you sit in my passenger seat with folded hands, staring at the dashboard,
waiting for relief to come. I dropped the clutch and let the bassline swell. We both know you needed to escape that quiet cell. The streetlights stream like orange ink across the hood. You do not have to explain a single word tonight.
I know your heart is
heavier than it should. Just watch the freeway markers glow in silver light. Roll the window down and let the cold air hit your face. We can circle this highway until the shadows fade. You were falling apart in that crowded place, so I brought the beat to wash away the train. Keep your feet off the glass. Pick a song you like. We have 40 miles of asphalt before the dawn can strike.
Tires hum a low frequency over asphalt seams. You finally relax your shoulders against the leather back. I see the reflection of the city in your broken dreams. Nothing out here expects you to
stay on track.
We roll through the underpass, the reverb takes control. A trap soul bounce to mend your tires so.
The streetlights stream like orange ink across the hood. You do not have to explain a single word tonight. I know your heart is heavier than it should. Just watch the freeway markers glow in silver light. Roll the window down and let the cold air hit your face. We can circle this highway until the shadows fade. You were falling apart in that crowded place, so I brought the beat to wash away the train. Keep your feet off the glass. Pick a song you like. We have 40 miles of asphalt before the dawn can strike.
When everyone demands a piece of who you are,
you can always hide inside this moving car.
no phone calls to answer, no promises to keep.
Just two old friends while the city goes to sleep.
Listen to the deep house kick, drum steady in the floor.
We will ride until you do not hurt no more.
Exhaust fumes fade into the midnight chill. You lean your head back,
quiet and still.
just you and me on the
outer ring road,
dropping off the weight of your heavy load.
Circle one more time. Circle one more time. Circle one more time.
Yeah. Burnt vanilla hangs heavy in the warm leather cabin. He turns the ignition as the clock strikes 2. She sits in the shadows with her back to the window, watching the city lights turn pale and blue. The bassline thumps low through the floorboard panels. Neither says a word about where they ought to go.
He shifts into drive while the freeway opens up. She leans her head back and closes both her eyes. Two shadows gliding through the amber glow of street lamps, running out of reasons for their quiet goodbyes. Now they are coasting down the empty outer loop. Engine humming steady in the dead of the
fingers trace patterns on the chilled side glasses. Left hand rests easy on the leather wrap wheel. The smell of rain and gasoline creeps through the vents now, mixing with the quiet that they both try to feel. A trap beat drops low from a distant local station,
filling up the spaces where the truth used to stand.
The exit signs flash blast in yellow and white.
He speeds up a little just to feel the tires grip.
She does not ask him where the road is taking them tonight.
She just lets the silence slip. Now they are coasting down the empty outer loop. Engine humming steady in the dead of the night. Leaving every answer in the rearview mirror, chasing empty echoes underneath the sodium light. No destination left to name.
Just 80 miles an hour
On a darkened lane,
the city skyline shrinks,
into the dark,
burn vanilla.
fading out at 3 a.m.
Two tail lights disappearing.
In the quiet park, no turning back for them. Deliver scooters buzz along the pavement while the summer traffic crawls in a row. You slump into the chair across the small table, moving your shoulders uncomfortably slow.
I pushed an iced Americano to your side, told you to put that phone down
And let go. The city heat is rising off the sidewalk, but under this terrace canvas we are fine. Listen to the frost scraping in the plastic cup. We can take a short step back from the line. Take a slow sip before the ice cubes melt. Forget about the pressure that you felt. It is just you and me on a hot July noon. The world will keep spinning without us real soon. Let the cold bitterness wash away the weight. We are allowed to sit here and be late.
You sigh and stir the straw around the glass, watching dark swirls mix with the clear liquid space.
We used to talk about changing the whole universe. Now we just try to keep up with the pace. Drink up, my friend, the shadows are stretching long. You do not have to always stay this strong.
Street sweepers hiss past the corner curb. People rushing by like they are on a clock.
I see the color coming back into your face as we listen to the quiet afternoon tick and dock. Let the cold brew settle in your chest. Take your time, friend, just rest. An uninvited recollection cuts through the stillness, sharp as a jump cut across the quiet kitchen floor. Outside, July bakes the asphalt till the air vibrates, while inside, time freezes around a tall glass filled with ice. Dark coffee swirls into a cloud as milk drips down. A slow zoom on the frost gathering around the rim. The ceiling fan spins a halo of pale shadows, capturing a memory that refused to fade away. Camera angle shifts to the street below the balcony. Heat waves warp the traffic lights to blurry dots of red. I press the frozen tumbler close against my warm pulse, watching how the light bleeds across the wooden desk. This iced Americano holds the temperature of memory. A quiet movie playing out in 24 slow frames. The condensation trails down like a tear on glass, while
by shot. A solitary chair beside the windowsill, a napkin soaked through with a circular watermark. The soundtrack is the rhythmic clinking of two melting cubes, echoing like footsteps in an empty studio soundstage. You used to pull the curtains back to block the glaring rays. Now the lens flare hits my eye. Without a place to hide, I take another sip. Bitter velvet on my tongue, editing out your dialogue, leaving only background noise.
Camera angle shifts to the street below the balcony. Heat waves warp the traffic lights to blurry dots of red. I press the frozen tumbler close against my warm pulse, watching how the light bleeds across the wooden desk. This iced Americano holds the temperature of memory. A quiet movie playing out in 24 slow frames. The condensation trails down like a tear on glass, while summer burns outside this air-conditioned lens. I drink the bitter cold to wash away the sudden thought, focusing the lens back on the empty afternoon.
Color grade the scene in muted shades of blue and gray.
Contrast high against the yellow heat beyond the blinds.
The sudden realization breaks the hold of silence once again.
The film keeps rolling even when the main actor leaves. Fade to black on a glass half empty. Ice floating silent in the dark brew now. Shutter clicks shut and seen.
Why do some memories float while others sink to the bottom? The plastic straw turns in circles, clinking against glass cubes. Humid air pressing hard against the cafe window pane. 32 degrees outside, but inside my throat it is sub-zero. Yeah. Did I leave a fan spinning back in my apartment? Does not matter, my electric bill is already ruined anyway. My fingers feel sticky from the sweat running down the cup. I wonder if you still order cold lattes with oat milk. Probably not. People change their habits when they move away. Yeah. My mind jumps from the traffic light, shifting the green to the indie song playing softly from the overhead speaker. I pull in a deep mouthful of bitter dark liquid. A sudden brain freeze strikes right behind my eyes. Sipping dark cold brew in the middle of a burning afternoon. Nothing makes complete sense today, but the chill feels right. Watching condensation turn into tiny river streams on the table. I sit alone in the corner, letting random thoughts drift and spin. Just a quiet summer day, just passing the hours away. Yeah. Why did I keep the screenshot from 3 years ago? Delete button is right under my thumb, but I hesitate. The ice cubes melt fast, now diluting the dark espresso shot. The two strangers at the next desk debate about rent prices. I pretend to read my screen, scrolled and through empty notifications. July smells like hot asphalt drying after a 10-minute rain shower. Maybe I should buy new sneakers, or maybe I should take tomorrow off. The bitterness lingers right on the back of my tongue. If I stay in this booth long enough, will the afternoon freeze in place? Every thought bleeds straight into the next like diluting coffee ice. No answers are coming, just the rhythmic hum of the ice machine. No dramatic conclusions, just another long slow pull through the straw. Sipping dark cold brew in the middle of a burning afternoon. Nothing makes complete sense today, but the chill feels right. Watching condensation turn into tiny river streams on the table. I sit alone in the corner, letting random thoughts drift and spin. Just a quiet summer day, just passing the hours away. The plastic cup is almost empty now. The floating ice has vanished completely into liquid. Where does all the coldness go when it melts? Time to stand up and walk back out into the heat. The heavy chair bears my entire weight today. Far calmer than the wooden stool you sat on at 18. You used to bite your nails until the cuticles bled, staring at cheap instant mix diluted with warm tap water. Scared that every small mistake will ruin your whole life. Outside, the cicadas are screaming through the humid air, but inside this air-conditioned corner, I'm breathing fine. I wish I could send a cold glass back through time to your small desk. You thought the summer would never let you go. You thought the sweat on your forehead was a mark of failure. Look at me now, holding ice cubes in my palm, listening to them clink against the glass. Don't drink your coffee so fast. Back then, the bitterness you tasted wasn't the end of the world. I'm sitting here in 2030 perfectly fine, watching condensation turn into tiny rivers on the coaster. It gets easier to breathe, kid, I promise you. The heat passes and the cold brew tastes sweet at last. You were terrified of failing the mock exams, terrified of being left behind while everyone moved forward. You stayed up till 3 with cheap canned coffee, heart pounding like a broken metronome in an empty room. I remember how your hand shook when you opened the door. If I could sit across from you in that stifling study cube, I would trade your lukewarm black coffee for this tall glass of ice and tell you that the path you're panicking over leads right here. You thought the summer would never let you go. You thought the sweat on your forehead was a mark of failure. Look at me now, holding ice cubes in my palm, listening to them clink against the glass. Don't drink your coffee so fast. Back then, the bitterness it tasted wasn't the end of the world. I'm sitting here in 2030 perfectly fine, watching condensation turn into tiny rivers on the coaster. It gets easier to breathe, kid, I promise you. The heat passes and the cold brew tastes sweet at last. Every tear you wipe with a sweaty sleeve. Every night you asked if you would ever make it out. They built the silence I am enjoying right now. The ice melts, but the flavor stays grounded. You made it through the burning season so I could rest. Take a slow sip, put down the pen and just listen to the eyes. The heavy chair holds us both today. You did well, 18. You did well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rough linen rubs against my forearm as the corner fan spins slow. I press the frosted tumbler to my wrist and feel the heavy moisture grow. The rough weave of this shirt still remembers how you tugged the sleeve that night, back when we split an inexpensive iced latte under flickering terrace light. A sudden flashback hits me right between the rattling ice cubes. We were 24 broke, living off cold brew in late night moods. Now the dark liquid swirls around this plastic straw, and I am pulled backward through the summer thaw. I hear your voice in every condensation drop at the quiet street corner where time refused to stop. Dipping into memories while the cold brew sweat runs down my thumb. Every sip of bitter dark espresso makes the quiet distance go numb. July was loud but you were soft, a gentle breeze against my skin. Now I sit alone with the frozen glass where our old stories begin. Frayed cotton threads around my collar where your fingers used to rest. You always added syrup cause you hated the bitter roast I like the best. An old instrumental plays overhead, a beat from 3 summers ago. My phone screen stays dark, no unread text, nowhere I need to go. I watch the solid cubes dissolve until the brown turns pale and light. You used to say cold drinks were the only way to survive a humid night. One touch of this fabric and I'm standing on that damn balcony again, sharing a single cup, arguing over who we would become back then. The ice is almost liquid now, diluted down to gray. I swallow the last cold drop before the afternoon slips away. Dipping into memories while the cold brew sweat runs down my thumb. Every sip of bitter dark espresso makes the quiet distance go numb. July was loud but you were soft, a gentle breeze against my skin. Now I sit alone with the frozen glass where our old stories begin. Just damn cotton on my arm, just melting ice, losing its charm. was young. Yeah, yeah. 3 p.m. glows in pale green LED above my desk. I close my eyes and leap forward 5 whole years from now. We are 33 sitting in a quiet glass front cafe. Condensed moisture dripping off our tall hazelnut lattes. The July heat sizzles against the pavement outside, but inside your cold brew clings softly against mine. No deadlines, no rush, just the condensation sliding down the glass. I picture your hand reaching across the small marble table. We laugh about the years when we barely made rent, taking slow sips of ice and espresso, completely content. In that imagined summer afternoon, we have all the time. Iced coffee melting slowly while your fingers touch mine. The chill of the glass passes right through our palms. A quiet future wrapped in sweet summer calms. I see us right there, cool against the heat, taking our first sip of a life that feels complete. 1400 hours on a future Tuesday clock. We stroll down a breezy boulevard where neon shadows mock. You order double shots over heavy crushed ice, paying without checking the balance, living twice as nice. The bitter dark roast softens with a splash of oat cream. Every tiny detail crisp inside this midday daydream. Right now I am alone in this cramped studio apartment, staring at a clock that moves too slow. But I swear I can taste the cold espresso from that day. The chill on my lips as the humid winds blow. We made it through the hardest winters just to reach that shade. Drinking frozen black coffee in a world we both made. 3 p.m. fades back into today's quiet room. I hold my plastic cup, letting the dark rose bloom. Someday that imagined afternoon will come around, with ice in our glasses and peace finally found.